How's it going, YouTube? What's going on Twitch, Facebook, and DLive? Welcome to TRON Live News, Crypto Live News. We have a great agenda on for tonight of a few varieties of great pieces of news, starting with the World Coin Index on the market caps, the SR market caps, and as well as going into a brief intermission after Crypto Live News tonight, and as further going into after break of intermission to review of the AMA with the BitTorrentSpeed launch. So if you're out there, I can't see your comments on the Facebook side or the Twitch side, so join me in YouTube or on DLive. And if you want to know more about blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, DApp gaming, and gaming in general, and fintech technologies, definitely let me know in the comments, and as well as subscribe, smash the like, turn on the notifications for if you would like to see about all things technology in the sector of finance and how we transact day to day in a transparent, encrypted way. Among the realms of Bitcoin and blockchain technology, then definitely stay tuned to TRON Live News and Crypto Live News, as well as Matrix After Hours. So let's go right into it. We have Bitcoin at $12,258.99, down 0.35%. We have Ethereum, 311, down 0.62%. We have Litecoin, 122, down 1.59%. EOS, 5.96 USD, down 0.31%. Ripple, 40 cents, up 0.50%. Bitcoin Cash down 0.46% at $413 per each BCH. And then TRON, in number 7 on total market cap, is up 0.3839% at 0.034, about 3.5 cents USD. Ethereum Classic, number 8, down 0.24%. Monero down 0.33%. And there it is, BGogo token, BGG, down 0.35%. BGogo token's been there, and I still haven't looked into it, so not sure what that is exactly. So there's the top 10 on our trending. Locus chain, Locus up 329.22%. Quanta, QNTU up 49.46%. Red Pulse Phoenix, FPHX up 43.57%. NKN up 27.25%. PumaPay, PMA up 24.55%. Inc 22.63%. Pundix, NPXS up 16.65%. XOV Bank, XOV up 16.25%. Engine, that's definitely not the engine, ENJ engine. This is or ENJIN engine. Let me fix the DLive. There we go. Fix the Lino. Just. Yeah, but that's up 13.87%. EGCC is what that is. Promotion Coin PC up 13.87%. On the down, losers is Go Help Fund down 23.48%. Bean down 16.97%. Ubex down 16.97%. Nasdaq Coin, no, sorry, definitely not Nasdaq Coin. Nasdaq Coin, down 16.94%. Elysian down 13.65%. Serve down 13.65%. Influence Chain down 10.66%. United Bitcoin down 10.45%. Unlimited Dip 9.75%. Dynamic 9.50%. All right, if you're holding any of these top ones on the gainers today, well, congratulations to your holdings. On our TRON SR representatives, we have refresh. I'll do the refresh. So Sesame Seed SR 575, almost 576 million votes. TRON Europe, almost 450 million votes. BitGuild, almost 486 million votes. TRON 1, almost, basically a little above 377 million votes. TRON Grid, 364 million votes. TRON Link, 335, almost 336 million votes. Bitcoin, 328 million votes. TRON Scan, 303 million votes. BitTorrent, 300,000, almost 301,000 million votes. Crypto Guy and ZA, 296, almost 297 million votes. TRX Market, 292 million votes. Crypto Chain, 278, almost 279 million votes. Tron Wallet Me, 270, almost 272 million votes. Sky People, almost 275 million votes. Tron Vietnam, almost 278 million votes. Tron Spark, 251 million votes. uTorrent, 248, almost 249 million votes. Justin Suntron, a little above 247 million votes. Infinity Stones, 206 million votes. Hit BTC, 205 million votes. Crypto Knight, 193, almost 194 million votes. TRX Ultra, almost 190 million votes. Miner Gate, about 190 million votes. Lian Jinchu, 184 million votes. Huobi Pool, 183, almost 184 million votes. Tron Boom, almost a little above 179 million votes. Crypto Diva SR, about 176 million votes. So those are the top SR Tron candidates. If you'd like to learn more about them, let me know in the chat and we will go do a review of them. Now, once in a while, I will go into reviews on Tron Live News pieces about more closely into it, like SR Sesame Seed and their projects and what's going on with them. About BitGuild, SR Tron Europe, Tron 1, Tron Grid, Tron Link, Bitcoin, Tron Scan, BitTorrent, most definitely BitTorrent and the TRX markets, and Sky People. I love Sky People. Those guys are so awesome. Always been very, very kind and great to communicate with. Most definitely. So in our first piece of news, we have Brazil requires new diplomats to know about blockchain and crypto. So the Brazilian Diplomatic Academy, the Rio Branco Institute, will now require that candidates have knowledge of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Cointelegraph reported on July 8th. The Rio Branco Institute, established in 1945 and offering 2 advancement courses for diplomats, has published the 2019 edict for the selection of new diplomats in Brazil, where it included the requirement that candidates know about blockchain and digital currencies. As the publication highlights, the subject is mandatory for the test that is initially delivered in 2 phases, wherein knowledge about blockchain and cryptocurrencies is mandatory in both phases. The notice states that the educational establishment will offer 20 new places and that the starting salary will be $19,199.06 reals in USD. Oh, sorry, 0.06 reals, USD 5,045. Not sure what that salary is, like yearly or what, but in June, major government and financial authorities in Brazil teamed up to develop a regulatory sandbox model targeting new technologies such as blockchain in order to adapt to the digital transformation affecting the financial, capital, and insurance sectors in Brazil. The same month, Cointelegraph reported that Brazilian government will consider a draft bill that requires all units of local public administrators to promote new technologies, including blockchain. If approved, the draft bill will ostensibly require both federal and state government divisions to apply emerging technologies as artificial intelligence and blockchain in order to improve public services. So, definitely adopting into the technology in Brazil, smart contract solidity coding in certain government sectors, and how blockchain technology can help in government in ledgers of information. And when we have ledgers of information, especially in government sectors, then it's immutably that data is encrypted and unhackable. So when you put that in place with government, such as Brazil wants to do, so the understanding of diplomats understand about how token economics work within fintech technologies and blockchain technologies, and fintech in the realm of direct fiats, such as the reals, but in USD. But when you go into the blockchain technology of token economics and also smart contracts as the token of transparency and ledger through the blockchain. So if it is government data that enacted through a smart contract, what they're enacting that data as a ledger in their systems. For example, what companies have appropriately paid taxes, right? For example, as smart contract ledgers into an ability of adopting blockchain technology and solidity encoding as the ledger of data within government's utility of different technology foundations such as TRON Foundation and the blockchain technology for smart contract solidity works, for example. So I found this piece of news very interesting for the understanding of even beginning to have diplomats and people understanding and learning about blockchain technology is a very most definitely important sector. And so when we're going into long term, how the adoption of new delegates understand, especially current delegates and diplomats and people within government globally. So I found that very interesting for Brazil to make those advancements. Most definitely, really good thing. So Libra, Facebook Libra competition Taringa exposes as 28 million users to cryptos. Facebook's cryptocurrency Libra hasn't hit the market yet, and there is some crypto competition brewing up courtesy Taringa, a Latin American social media platform. Taringa boasts over 28 million users, and since its inception has revealed to dive into crypto space. The platform has managed to capture a large market, especially in Latin America region, where Taringa is the fourth most popular application. Taringa, a major social media network in Latin America, was launched back in 2004 and can be best described as a combination of Reddit and Facebook. The platform allows users to create content themselves on which they can further receive feedback in the form of comments or upvotes and downvotes. Yeah, it sounds like a bit, most definitely like Reddit. The content, moreover, is divided up into topics on it. The Argentinian company recently revealed that it too is delving into the crypto space by introducing decentralization and digital tokens into its ecosystem. However, incentivizing users for digital gains isn't entirely new for the website, as the platform already used a system in order to evaluate the reputation of individual users and awarded points to them on the basis of popularity and interactions that the post garnered. Users also had the ability to give or forward their own points to other individuals on the platform as a token of appreciation for their contributions. The points, however, unlike cryptocurrencies, had no other use case apart from building up the contributor's reputation on Taringa. Nonetheless, the point system was taken pretty seriously amongst users on the platform. Let's see if that's going to bring us into, So the platform seems to be building up on the very idea with its newest crypto endeavor. Considering the success of its reputation system among people, Taringa is planning on giving its users an incentive that can be materialized in the real world, unlike its old point system that had no value. The team behind the platform is finally going to add some value to their point system. So I'm wondering if they're kind of using blockchain or either Taringa's partnership with MakerDAO. All right, so here we go. MakerDAO is a definitely Google MakerDAO and read about MakerDAO and the technology that MakerDAO is implying and acting upon in its protocol. So MakerDAO, in order to engineer a pilot program dubbed Taringa Pioneros, the aim of the program is to monetize the points on the platform into DAI tokens. Taringa also has on board Artem on their crypto project. Artem is basically an electronic wallet that allows for an efficient and easy way to transfer money across the globe. It allows people to exchange dollars for AirTM for money in their places, including banks, e-wallets, gift cards, cryptocurrency, and vice versa. The social media platform's crypto project will be using the stablecoin DAI. So stablecoin is something that is not issued out other than backed by its own full stability of valuation. So we have a dollar, and everything but dollar is actually not backed by gold anymore or backed by dollars, but in the stability case, essentially, a stable coin is only backed and issued out from the actual holdings that its pool fund is enacted upon, controlling the stable coins. Essential technological evaluation. So one DAI, say for example, is equal to $1, and the one DAI issues out at a value of $1, and it doesn't go up or down past or below the dollar in stability for their financial network and platform they're incentivizing upon this social media. Taringa software and essentially DApp decentralized integration of cryptocurrency and smart contractability. It's because they're working with MakerDAO, so most likely Ethereum blockchain. Let's see, stable coin DAO, which the users exchange for fiat currency via AirTM. So there's also some incentive that the people are using this in social media upon their platform for content creation and or news and upvotes like that, most definitely, and maybe at a rate of divisional rate, so you can split up your DAI maybe at a precision, decimal precision that is equal to maybe even, for example, the fraction of a penny, or equal to a penny or change to dollars and above, or vice versa, via how much DAI is distributed through Taringa, like to the Facebook Libra chain, Libra. So although Taringa's newest venture is attracting more limelight just now, probably because of the Facebook's crypto endeavor, the Latin American social media platform has been tiptoeing in the crypto space since 2015. Back then, the platform began working with Zappo, a Bitcoin wallet and service provider, for the purpose of incorporating Bitcoin feature in Taringa. Despite, just touched a bunch of chords. Despite the Despite the striking similarities between the two crypto projects of both the social media platforms, there are certain features that set them both apart. Taringa is not launching a proprietary cryptocurrency, unlike its US counterpart. Instead, it will be using the pre-existing cryptocurrency. DAI is mentioned earlier. They suggest that Taringa isn't all in for the project like Facebook, which has gone to lengths with launching its own cryptocurrency. But this move might just give Taringa an edge, as they have room to experiment with crypto without facing the risk of regulatory hurdles that come with creating a proprietary token. Cryptocurrencies is slowly steeping, so that's completely different, most definitely, but it is something within people who are using in Latin America Facebook compared to people who are using Taringa, integrating a stablecoin DAI, apart from using Libra, or potentially integrations of both between cross platforms that allows integration of DAI and Libra transacting with each other, possibly as like a cross-chain incentive of a stable coin and integration of how people are transacting in finance, and in this way once more some ability of potential way of jumping from person who is on Taringa platform to then bringing themselves over onto Facebook Libra blockchain platform and still transacting, or essentially what they call cross-chain, cross-blockchain transacting the different tokens together. So exchanging maybe out in whatever service provisions are providers and developers that create an application or a swapping methodology ability of this Taringa, that the MakerDAO DAI stablecoin integration exchange for Libra coin, for example, in the Libra blockchain, or vice versa into other chains that maybe deal with social media, such as TRON blockchain, TRON cryptocurrency, and BeLive through BitTorrent and the BitTorrent cryptocurrency, and living and encrypted into the TRON blockchain in the TRON, what's called a TRON virtual machine, a full Turing complete virtual machine, which is essentially the backbone and the cellular level of a blockchain exoskeleton running, and maybe a way I can talk about it somehow. The backbone of blockchain is its virtual machine. And the nodes and the people running the nodes, or the protocol of running nodes. Doesn't have to be people. So So that was a little bit about this article. About there, I will have it on the recaps on Twitter, and we're going to close out here in a little bit with watching the AMA with BitTorrentSpeed launching here. So we have 95 waiting. We'll reload this. Sometimes they give new links out to a new video launch. All right, so we'll jump over to Twitter and grab up the link. I think this would be him, maybe. Oh, that's not the real Justin Sun account. This one is Justin Sun TRON. All right, so 16 minutes, we have new YouTube. There we go. We'll see you there. All right, so we're gonna read this news and close out. Set reminder. Subscribe. All right, awesome. So TRON CEO announces the launch of BitTorrent's latest testnet. So then we're going to go into the AMA and watch the AMA with Justin Sun and Justin Knoll, of CEO of TRON Foundation and BitTorrent, and Justin Knoll is Justin Knoll is basically head technology officer of BitTorrent and is developing of everything going on within BitTorrent. From my understanding, I apologize if I get that completely didn't get that completely correct, but in a nutshell, that's really, he's the head backbone of BitTorrent and developments, and he's been there for many years, and is a competent leader of the BitTorrent team. Justin Knoll, in the direction of Justin Sun. TRON CEO announces the launch of BitTorrent's latest testnet. Users will be earning crypto for sharing their hard drive space with TRON. BitTorrent has reported a current user base of more than 100 million. The launch of BitTorrent's latest testnet has been announced by the CEO of TRON, Justin Sun. TRON said that the new file system protocol, which is a distributed web platform that's powered by the blockchain technology, it is all set for a July 1st launch. In exchange for sharing files and enabling faster downloads, the crypto-based system rewards users with the BitTorrent BTT token. This platform was referred to as the world's largest blockchain application for speedy uploading and downloading of files. BitTorrent has reported a current user base of more than 100 million and claims that the customer platform presently drives 22% of upstreams and 3% of downstream traffic as people share the videos, film, audio, and other digital files. BitTorrentSpeed, which is a variant of the Interplanetary File System IPFS protocol, merges BitTorrent and the blockchain and will be available on July 8th, that is today. Justin said, with BitTorrentSpeed, we aim to strengthen the BitTorrent protocol and then deliver more features that inspire innovation across industries. Last year, BitTorrent was bought by by TRON. Justin Sun, CEO of TRON, acquired BitTorrent under the TRON Foundation wing for more than $100 million. The file system BitTorrent is supposed to be an aspect of TRON's vision to have borderless internet where privacy and ownership are not controlled by corporate middlemen, but the users themselves. The TRON ecosystem is expected to expand with this new platform, as users will be here we go. The ownership not controlled by corporate middlemen, but the users themselves. The TRON ecosystem is expected to be expanded with the new platform, this new platform, as users will be earning crypto for sharing their hard drive space with Tron. As the user base increases, the main goal is up to the BitTorrentSpeed to become a universal platform containing aspects of social media ranging from Facebook, Instagram, and search engine functions like Google, and cloud computing products like Amazon. According to an announcement, BitTorrent file system BTFS mainnet will be launched for public access and will power all Tron decentralized applications that require a decentralized storage network. Preliminary developer tools will be available, and a few outstanding popular dApps built by the community will be running on the platform, including the upcoming Tron movie BitTorrent Picks. So we'll go ahead and check out BitTorrent Picks. Sun added BTFS represents the truly viable and scalable implementation of a decentralized storage system that can be used by dApp developers. And so once more on Tron Live News, Crypto Live News, I will be long-term going through this entire product, BitTorrentSpeed, the utility of BitTorrentSpeed, and how people can work with it, and businesses, companies alike, and independent people can earn from using BitTorrentSpeed and the protocol of succeeding the BitTorrent protocol. So for now, in learning about what the BitTorrent protocol is, what's a good emoji? So on the recap, we will give an emoji. What kind of emoji can we give? Congratulations emoji, celebration emoji, right? There we go. All right, so we're gonna hang out and we'll check out the AMA here on Tron Live News, Crypto Live News, seeing as we are just relaxing at this point for the start. Yeah, 902. All right. While we're watching, I am going to mute the microphone and then talk about it a little more. So basically, while we're waiting, we will be going and essentially long-term going through what BitTorrentSpeed is, how people in general society, public use case, business, corporate even use case, can incentivize integration of the BitTorrent file protocol system, and the great incentive of the BitTorrent tokenization. That basically is what we're doing is when we utilize a file protocol system such as BitTorrent and swarming files and from a seed file. Now in distribution of the file from the seed file, now once the file has been distributed, there's no incentive to keep swarming the seed file and distributing it. So then the swarm kind of dies out and there's no incentive. So now basically solving that is bringing forth BitTorrent integration of swarming files continuously and earning BitTorrent cryptocurrency. So we're going to listen in. Cheers. I'm going to mute the mic on my side.
if you have like any advice or
Sorry. Had the
suggestion
mic
about the live streaming and also
audio.
our
Good. Now. Good.
beta product, the BitTorrentSpeed, feel free to share with us and also asking the AMA. Now back to the BitTorrentSpeed. The integration of the two of the world's largest decentralized network is not a small task, and I'm proud to say that our team was able to do it. To celebrate the launch, I'm excited to walk you through some features in the BitTorrentSpeed, enable the uTorrent clients and answer any questions you may have at the end. The first version is only available for the Windows users. You may go to the bittorrent.com/speed website to download the new build. If you are a Mac user, just stay tuned. We will introduce the BitTorrentSpeed to Mac and Android and other platform as well in the future. Or you can just borrow your friend's computer and Windows computer to download it and check it out. So the first features in this beta version, we have several functions. First of all, increase the download speed. For sure, this is the main purpose of the BitTorrentSpeed. And then you can see the number of other wallet users you are connected to. Third is you will have the ability to turn off the speed spending. If you don't want to spend BTT anymore, you can stop it. And also you will have the ability to create a log for the BitTorrent wallet. And then of course, you will have the ability to deposit the BTT from your TRON wallet to your BitTorrent wallet. The features will come in the next version will be better earning matrix and control features. And you will have the ability for the wallet recovery. And also, we will have lots of the localization features. I just want to remind you is, in the future, BitTorrent wallet is not just limited to BTT. We definitely will support TRX, other TRC10, TRC20 tokens, and also we also have the plans to support other blockchain as well. Now I will hand over to Justin Knoll to introduce a little bit about the details of the product.
Thanks, Justin. Yes, I'm very excited to tell everybody about what we've built so far with BitTorrentSpeed. I want to first remind everybody in the live stream that you can ask questions now. We'll be responding to them later on in the stream. So feel free to ask them in the comments box. So first of all, we wanted to get BitTorrentSpeed into users' hands as quickly as possible. So we built and released this today. You can go to www.bittorrent.com/speed. And as Justin mentioned, if you're on Windows, you can download it today and get started. We're very interested in hearing your thoughts and feedback and figuring out how we can improve the product even more in the weeks to come. So a couple of questions that have come out from users already. So there's a question about whether or not it's possible to make it so that your client will spend BTT or not, or be in like more of just an earn only mode. So one of the features that we've built even in this early release is the ability to toggle a slider that's in the wallet UI so that your client will just earn by seeding torrents as opposed to spending. Now in this early release, while we have a limited pool of users, it's not expected that you're going to see your balances change too much. We wanted to have that feature available for users that are more focused on earning for seeding torrents than on speeding up the downloads. Another question that has come up is is it possible for a user to completely run out of BTT in the client, and what you should do if that does happen? The answer is that yes, it is possible. You probably are unlikely to see that with this early build. You're more likely to see increased torrent download speeds, and a balance that stays approximately the same as what you get when you install it. But if you do run out, the way that you can refill the wallet is one, by connecting it to another wallet and funding it with BTT through our built-in exchange. The other way is through seeding torrents for a long period of time and increasing the health and reliability of the swarms. Another question that we had is, what's the rollout plan in terms of the phasing? So today, as Justin Sun mentioned, you can get the product for Windows by going to BitTorrent.com/speed. After that, we plan to make it so that it will be available to all users who come to get the uTorrent product, and ultimately available to users via an update to the existing uTorrent product. We also plan to support other platforms like Mac, eventually mobile, and ultimately open it up so that even third-party products, third-party clients will be able to implement these changes and offer the speed improvement and ability to earn to their user base. How are we doing on time? Do I have more time to answer questions here? Okay. Another question that was asked is, how much does each person earn for seeding? So the first thing I'd say is that in this early build, while we're still evolving the product and getting a larger and larger user base of BitTorrentSpeed users, you should expect to see much more speed improvement and less earning for seeding. Like Justin mentioned in his prefatory remarks, detailed views of earning and sort of more attention to that feature are going to be coming soon. So that said, the earnings that you can expect depend on a variety of factors. Demand for the file is part of it. How many seeds are already available for the file is part of it. It's easier to earn if you're seeding a file where you're one of a smaller number of seeds and where there's a lot of users who are trying to download it. There's a lot of demand and not a lot of supply. And then also how many other users are bidding for that file. You want to be in a file where a lot of users are trying to get it, a lot of users are wallet users, and so they're bidding to you in order to get it. That'll help you earn. Let's see, what else do we have here? People have asked after installing it, why does the wallet that they start with contain 10 BTT if they had never installed Speed before? So the answer there is that we needed to sort of bootstrap the BitTorrentSpeed token economy and have decided to reward all of the early users with this initial 10 BTT balance to get started. That creates a little bit of supply so that people can bid with those tokens and experience faster downloads. Another question is there a daily limit for the number of uploads or downloads a day? No, there's absolutely no limit. There's no limit in the BitTorrent protocol, and there's no limit in the products or in this enhancement of the protocol. You can download as much as you want. You can upload and seed as much as you want. The more actively you seed, the higher your probability of being able to earn BTT. Although, again, right now, expect speed improvements to be the dominant feature and earning to come later. But yeah, absolutely no limits have been introduced. You should see the speed improvements even if you just install the product from the landing page today and don't fund it necessarily with BTT from another wallet or account. If you just use it sort of as you normally would, although we encourage all users to seed even more because it helps to promote a healthy token economy. Justin touched on this a little bit earlier, the question of whether we'll be able to store other types of coins in the BitTorrentSpeed wallet. This is something that we're working on in the roadmap for a future release. We do want to make the wallet very easy to use so that it can cover as many of our users' requirements as possible, focusing initially on the BitTorrentSpeed use case, which of course requires BTT and TRX support. But ultimately, we want to add support for other TRC10, TRC20 tokens, and even other coins and chains. Okay, so let me hand it back to Justin to see if there's anything he wants to add to that, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I just want to give you from data perspective. So right now, today we are launching the beta product to the BitTorrent.com/speed. Like how many users we expected to test the product from just in Knoll, from your perspective?
Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier when you were discussing the phased rollout, we want to give this product out to our sort of most enthusiastic community members, most enthusiastic torrenters, most enthusiastic members of the TRON community. And so this is sort of an early access beta where we want to give it to people we think are most likely to give us really valuable feedback, like people that will contribute what features they think are missing, what issues they encounter. We want it to be very much a dialogue with users. Initially, I imagine that we'll expect some thousands of downloads, and then as we roll it out in the phased rollout that I mentioned earlier, so first to users who come to this new speed landing page, second to people who are installing uTorrent as a fresh install, and then third as an update. It will eventually get to the point where it's available in almost all of our clients, like close to 100 million monthly active clients.
Yeah. So if to the newly downloads, it's around 200K to 400K, right?
Yeah, that's the phase where we're.
That's
the phase where we are offering it to everybody at utorrent.com, which I expect we will take on as the next phase in the rollout.
Yeah, sure. And then also, just want to remind you, some people ask me if this is using the real BTT. Yes, definitely. This version of the BitTorrentSpeed use real BTT. This is an accomplishment from our team. We spent months building an ecosystem that links the two decentralized networks together. And before that, I know lots of you already tested the version of the BitTorrentSpeed, and this is the first actually, and also this is the real BitTorrentSpeed. And some of the users ask, like, how will the BitTorrentSpeed impact the BitTorrent ecosystem? I think BitTorrentSpeed is not only a product that will deliver better and faster torrenting experience to the existing users in the BitTorrent ecosystem. It also acts like a first encounter to the cryptocurrency for many users across the world. This is an important launch for not only as a company, but also the entire blockchain industry. By launching a product that will introduce the concept of the cryptocurrency to those new users, we can potentially increase the amount of the users in the blockchain overall. So that's basically what I'm just want to adding, and then we can see some questions from like today's AMA list.
Cool. All right. So let me kick it off and look at some of the questions that I see incoming from the product point of view. So someone's asked, why is BitTorrentSpeed only available for Windows and not available for the Apple operating systems? So we are very enthusiastic fans of macOS here, and so a lot of people within the company are eager to have this be available for macOS. It's just a matter of the phase release that we talked about earlier. So the largest portion of our client base is uTorrent Windows, so we wanted to add it there first in order to get it out to as many users as possible and start to create this ecosystem and marketplace. We do plan to add support for other platforms like Mac in the future, potentially also for mobile devices, and even for third-party clients down the road. So this is very much seen as an evolution of the torrent protocol that we want to offer to all of our users, and then indeed after that to all torrent users.
Yeah, I can answer one of the questions. What are the main difference between the TRX and the BTT? Where exactly do we see both integrated in the future as a crypto in the blockchain world? So first of all, I think the TRX and TRON is positioned as a blockchain infrastructure. So you can see TRX can be used to pay the gas fee or energy fee, or freeze to vote to govern the TRON network. So basically, this is all TRX is the unit we are used to accelerates or facilitates the TRON network. And the BTT, we position the BTT as the unit in the sharing economy. For example, right now we are introducing the sharing the bandwidth in the BitTorrentSpeed, and in the future we will introduce BTT into the BTFS for the decentralized storage sharing. So that's why even TRX and BTT is all the currency in the TRON network. They has been used in different kind of the user case in the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I see another question from the AMA here. A user asked about how can I find files to download? So I would say we basically produce the BitTorrentSpeed accelerated torrent client and leave it to users to figure out how to find files to download at this point. So go out to the big broad World Wide Web and find whatever content is interesting to you. I gave some tips on things that will help you be able to earn earlier in terms of demand. Like you want to find things where there aren't necessarily a ton of seeds and where there are a lot of people trying to download. That'll help. For the current version also, just find torrents of interest to you and expect that they will be downloaded faster than without BitTorrentSpeed. If you look at what we wrote in the white paper, there are sections in there where we talk about having systems to allow discovery of torrents automatically that are like in demand, like announcing to trackers and finding out from a tracker announcement that the tracker knows about files that are good ones in terms of being like under provisioned, like not enough seeds and more leeches, or where the bid volume, the bid traffic is high. Those are things that would be coming later down the road. Like we still have a lot of more basic features that we want to add, like wallet support and other things we know are very critical to users. So stay tuned for more information about that coming soon. With that, let me hand it back to Justin Sun to see if he wants to take another question from the AMA, and we can just go back and forth like that.
Yeah, sure. So some people ask, can we earn BTT from any torrent files? First of all, like any torrent files is qualified for earning BTT, of course. But earning BTT totally depends on like the demand of the files, and if the people and also I mean the auto bidding mechanism, like how it works, right? Sometimes you may just participate in the bid, and then you can accelerate your download without spending any BTT. You can also maybe encounter of this situation, which is good because you get accelerated speed without expanding BTT. So it totally depends on the torrent files and different situations. But just want to remind you, BTT is always for fast downloading and seeding. Because some people also ask me like how you are going to attract other users who are not interested in downloading and seeding. I think for the first version of the BTT here, it's just for fast downloading and seeding. So if you are not interested in both of these, you are not like the target audience of the BitTorrentSpeed.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Let me add a bit if I can. So in terms of like what files are supported for BTT, we decided very deliberately early on to make the system work in a way where you don't have to generate a new torrent file to add BTT support. You don't have to be talking to a tracker that supports it. Like there's already a very healthy ecosystem of, millions of torrent files, probably like many torrent files and many trackers. And we didn't want to have a version of the system where we'd have to convince people to adopt it at that level. So it happens at the level of a peer-to-peer connection. So when your torrent client is downloading a torrent, it can be a torrent from years ago before this project was announced. You can be talking to a tracker that's been running for years and years and years and hasn't, had any changes to update it for this. The only thing that has to happen for you to earn BTT is that you find another peer that supports BitTorrentSpeed and they want the content that you have, and then they'll bid to you. or vice versa. If you have BTT, you can accelerate it based on that peer. So it's something that doesn't require like wholesale change in the whole ecosystem to be adopted. It can be adopted incrementally. Now that said, we have a large portion of the overall torrent market share, and so we're able to add support to a lot of the clients immediately. And we hope that other torrent clients will follow suit to implement the changes. Or Justin, go.
Yeah, sure. So can I earn BTT as a content creator? Yeah, this is a really good question. So I think right now the BTT just serve as the unions of the infrastructure of the Bitcoin protocol. So right now you can like earn the BTT as a content creator. You can only earn the BTT from sharing your bandwidth and seeding. But in the future, this is definitely something I think is worth exploring. So yeah, you may see like the future plan changes and you can earn the BTT from a content creator. But right now, I think for the Q3 and Q4, we only focus on the downloading and seeding, and to roll out these features to more BitTorrent users. And also, I think there's a question also Justin Knoll can answer. I think this is also very interesting. Is hi BitTorrent team, any chance to run BTT speed through the Linux version of the torrent clients like KTorrent from KDE, Plasma, or Transmission, perhaps?
Yeah, great question. So this one goes back as well to the phased rollout approach that we discussed earlier. So like the biggest audience that we have is the uTorrent Windows client. That's the largest proportion of our user base. But then after that, other platforms like Mac and Linux, we have users on those platforms. We know that there are enthusiastic fans of BitTorrent on both those platforms, and also that Linux in particular, people like for reliability and like long uptimes and things like that. So it could be a good platform for being able to seed torrents and do that through BitTorrentSpeed. Eventually, I think we will add support for as many platforms as we can cover, and it'll be based in part on user demand. So Linux users that are excited about that, we want to hear from you about what features you need. And the other thing that's good from this perspective is that there are a lot of clients, torrent clients, open source torrent clients that are based on common libraries. And so if we're able to get support for BitTorrentSpeed into those libraries, then you could see support on a number of different clients that are all sort of like more or less white labels of existing open source torrent libraries.
Yes, I think we are also definitely BitTorrent Foundation. We just want to support more people enable BitTorrentSpeed features in their clients. So if you have like any developers or the owner of any BitTorrent ecosystem clients, you can feel free to contact us. We can not only help you introduce the features in your client, and we can also talk about some airdrop opportunity to your clients, users as well.
There's another pretty simple question in the list here. Are there plans for a UI refresh on uTorrent and BitTorrent? So uTorrent and BitTorrent, they've had a pretty stable UI for many years, and part of the reason for that is that they have user bases that seem to really like the existing UI. There's a lot of power in the UI. You can do all sorts of things. It's almost like infinitely configurable. Sometimes that can be challenging for newer users, and so we have products called uTorrent Web and BitTorrent Web that I would say are positioned to be sort of easier to use alternatives to uTorrent and BitTorrent. If you haven't seen those, I'd recommend going and checking them out. They're much simpler search to stream experience where you can just look for content, very easily add it and then play it back without needing to, know about the details of a media player or, look at the details of the pure download speeds and things like that. And they're also in this phased rollout plan that I was talking about. So we want to bring support to those products for BitTorrentSpeed soon. And that's more likely to be the avenue through which we get like effectively a UI refresh for uTorrent and BitTorrent while keeping the same UI for the users that love the classic interface.
Yeah, sure. I can take a question. Are there any plans for web version? First of all, I think right now our Windows clients of the uTorrent, we rename it to like UTWeb. So UTWeb will definitely in the roadmap of our rollout plan of the BitTorrentSpeed. Maybe just in Knoll, you can also talk a little bit about like the plans for like the UTWeb, like what's different like user experience we provide with UTWeb.
Yeah. So UTWeb and BTWeb, they're much more targeting a user that wants to have a very simple media consumption experience. So from the start, they onboard you by helping you to go out to search engines and identify where there are torrents. We ship them with the intention that it's very easy for you to find something, and then we render it in an embedded HTML5 player view so that you can just click play. Behind the scenes, we'll do a lot of transcoding to make it so that if you download a torrent and the media that's inside it is in a codec in a container that's not natively playable on the web, we'll transcode it with our backend behind the scenes and then feed it to your default player. I mean, your default browser's embedded player. So it's much easier to use. We've done a lot of usability research with it where we bring users into a user testing laboratory here in our offices. And most users that don't have torrenting experience are able to get started and consume whatever they're looking for much more easily than with uTorrent or BitTorrent Classic. It is a web interface. It's a sort of a hybrid where you still have a torrent client that's running persistently in the background, but you're able to interact with it just through your default web browser, which is a model that's very familiar to most users.
So basically, if you like watch like the video inside of the UTWeb and BTWeb, you still like using the BitTorrentSpeed, right? Once it's rolled out.
Well, so today you're still using the BitTorrent protocol. Like it's 100% the BitTorrent protocol. There's a torrent client that's running behind the scenes, and you're just communicating to it with a web browser. And so it's very, very much the same underlying technology as BitTorrent or uTorrent Classic. And that has some important properties for being able to make sure that the swarms are healthy and that, for example, if you close your web browser, your torrent client can still be seeding those files to other users. And so it's a good model for BitTorrentSpeed as well. You could pretty easily add support for BitTorrentSpeed to that product. And that's the plan that we have in terms of rollout. We want to get it onto those products as well.
Yeah. Also, there's a good question: is BitTorrentSpeed anonymous? Sure. I think BitTorrentSpeed didn't change like anything of our existing product. So for BitTorrent clients and uTorrent clients, we didn't connect like any people's their name, like data, and we know who they are. So right now BitTorrentSpeed is the same. So you can just spend for your BTT completely depend on your willingness, and we don't have like the control of your assets and also your any identity. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty similar to the BitTorrent protocol. The BitTorrent protocol by itself, I would say, is not necessarily entirely anonymous in the sense that when you join swarms, the other participants in that swarm have knowledge of your IP address. Like that's how peer-to-peer protocols typically work, unless they have built-in systems to add like anonymity properties. So in designing BitTorrentSpeed, we didn't really change things too much from that point of view. The only change being that when you connect to another peer and are making a payment to that peer in terms of BTT payments, there's a additional activity there that didn't exist in the BitTorrent protocol. Where it's not like Justin said, that activity is not connected directly to like an email address or other personally identifiable information. It's connected just to a public key, basically, that's created as part of the BitTorrentSpeed creation process. So I'd say that you have to answer that question, you really have to understand the properties of BitTorrent today, and then what we've changed in terms of those properties. And I would say that the delta is not very big. If you take it from your Speed wallet and then put it on the blockchain, then it becomes subject to the anonymity guarantees of the blockchain, which is basically sort of this like, things are understood by pseudonyms. So it's a publicly inspectable ledger, the blockchain. And if you tell somebody, hey, my public key is XYZ, then they can go back and look at your entire transaction history. And that would start to apply if you take your BTT onto the TRON blockchain and then we were to disclose to someone else what your account ID is.
Sure, I can answer like one more question. What's the biggest obstacles to mass adoption at this point? I think we have like for this version, we have like I would say like 80% of the work already. So right now, I think that we just the work left for us is first of all gathering as many as the buys we can get from community. Since this beta version is for the real user case, everybody can test it and we can see the feedback, and also so can see how everything turns out. So first of all, gathering as many as advice as we can, and then the second thing is just roll out to different platforms. Since right now we just roll out to the enthusiasm um, in our space and also the torrent space. And then next level is the uTorrent downloads. And then the next level is our existing Windows BitTorrent ecosystem users. And then we will roll out to like other clients, like other platform, and so on. So basically, I think we are in a really good shape. You have anything to add?
I think I'd agree with everything that you said there. I expect that we're going to learn a lot from this release in terms of how to make something that is really easy to use. Like some of the design decisions that we've made so far are in line with that, where if you're a BitTorrent user and you want to use BitTorrentSpeed, you can kind of choose how much you want to engage with it. You can just run it in the background and get faster downloads. You can choose to open up the wallet and learn a lot more about the day-to-day activity. And we want to drive more and more users into the wallet to engage with it. If that's how they want to use the product, I think we can add a lot of value there and make some exciting use cases for users there. And so there's a lot that we'll learn from this release about what users want and how to make it really, really easy to use for all those users.
Yeah, sure. I also want to add something here is I just want to remind you BTT accelerated seeding and downloading is just the first step of the BTT. So in the future, BTT will have like a lot more user case. It can be used in the BTFS for people to sharing the storage, and even in the future can share in the live streaming bandwidth, and also like CDN. That's all in our plan. But we want to roll out like very stable first step by step rollout on different features. So since the seeding and downloading is the first user case of the BTT, we want to focus on this for a while and see how it works, and then we can go from there.
Yep.
And then also there's a question I think is also very interesting. Is there any plan to push this technology towards the business that require the bandwidth to distribute the files? I think this is definitely one of our plans in the future. But first of all, I think we need to make the BTT build in a large chunk of the users to sharing the storage and the bandwidth first before we offer this as a solution to the business. Because business, they want like stable support, and they want distributed resources on the customer end. So that's why before we providing like any solution to the enterprise we want to make sure this is mature enough in the customer base clients first. Anything you want to add?
No, I'd agree with that. I think the BitTorrent users, the BitTorrent protocol is a very natural first place to add this BTT incentive system. BitTorrent's had incentives built into it from the start when you're downloading the file, but then there's always been this gap where once you get a complete copy of the file, there isn't an incentive for you to seed it. And so I think this is a win-win. It's easy to integrate it. Users, I think, will be excited by the speed improvement. That should hopefully bring more people into the ecosystem seeding, and it should help everything and help everybody in the BitTorrent ecosystem. Once people are comfortable with that, there's all sorts of other use cases, like Justin mentioned, that we can introduce to them.
Yeah, and I also just want to add, like, before today, BTT already have lots of the user case. It can be used to buy like a VPN, to buy lots of the product, to buy the BitTorrent Pro and the Pro product on our Windows and Mac clients. But I think today we are introduced the biggest user case to the BTT. So this is also a really huge milestone for the BTT user case, and definitely we will keep the community update about the plan, how we're gonna roll out to our existing user base and also our newly downloads. And also, I think it's a good question for you, Justin Knoll, is somebody asked, will using VPN with BTT seed affect my earnings from seeding?
Yeah, great question. Not really. No, VPN should just mean that you're exiting from a different network endpoint someplace else. Assuming that you have the same speed and you're on the same torrents and everything else, it should all be equivalent. It'll look to peers like you are a different IP address than what your true local address is. So this sort of behavior is very, very important for a lot of BitTorrent users that value privacy and anonymity, and the system's been built where that shouldn't be an impact at all.
Yeah, and also some people ask, like, are there any restrictions to earning BTT for users based on location?
Yeah, again, no, there's no restriction there. It's just basically this layer over the top of the BitTorrent protocol. And so if you're in a location, it shouldn't make any difference. The only thing that'll matter is, which torrents you have added, what your network connectivity looks like, what other peers you're connected to, how many bids you're receiving for those files, what the sort of like seed supply to leech supply ratio looks like in that swarm. But country shouldn't matter.
Yeah, it's just like this is the meaning of the decentralization, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, some people ask, like, who is paying BTT for the torrent I seed? Only other users, or is BitTorrent jump starting the ecosystem by paying BTT?
Yeah, another good question. So what we're doing is creating a tool. Like the torrent client is sort of a torrent agnostic tool. You can load whatever torrent you want to into it, and if you find peers, then you'll swarm and you'll download it. It's the whole distributed system philosophy. And so on top of that tool, what we're doing is creating a marketplace. So other users that have the same torrent and are in the same swarm with you will be making BTT transactional payments to each other on that basis. So BitTorrent is not paying BTT in that transaction. Like if I'm uploading to someone else, BitTorrent is not in there paying that person who's seeding it to you. You're paying them. The only place where the jump starting takes place is in the airdrop of 10 BTT that we're doing to users when they install the product in order to just sort of jumpstart the ecosystem.
Also, some people ask, can BTT be used to pay uTorrent Pro? Yes. We integrate with the coin payments, so just go to the uTorrent website to purchase. And then I think just maybe one more question. We already finished most of the AMA list, so maybe one more.
Okay, so I see one that's a pretty pretty important one, a pretty simple product answer. Does the BTTSpeed dashboard need to be open all the time, or can we earn BTT when it's closed? It doesn't need to be open. It's just a dashboard that shows you, real-time stats about what's happening. So you can close that or minimize it. You do need to have your torrent client running in order to seed, and you do need to be seeding torrents. But if you do those two things, then you should be fine. You don't need the dashboard to be open.
Yeah, sure. I also have a question here. We use support buying BTT directly from the clients. I think currently we don't have the plan for that, but definitely we have like a plan for more exciting pro products. So you can buy the pro. We can help you enable with a lot of the features, help you to have a fast download user experience. You have any comments?
No, I think you covered that pretty well.
Yeah, cool.
I'm looking to see if there's any other last questions we want to make sure to add, but I think we covered all the high points. Is there anything else you see in there that you want to make sure we answer?
Yeah, I think that's it. So basically, thank you for everybody to come to our AMA today. Just make sure you tell your friends about this exciting product launch, and you definitely need to try out our product and leave the advice and any suggestion on our website, or just under my Twitter, or any place you want to leave the suggestion. And we will take every advice very seriously to update the product, and then to introduce to more existing BitTorrent ecosystem user base. Thank you.
And one other note on that point, if people have feedback, they can also email it to bttfeedback@gmail.com. That's bttfeedback@gmail.com, and we'll look at that channel to get feedback from the users as well.
Yeah, sure. Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, so that was interview with for AMA with Justin Sun and Justin Knoll of BitTorrent and TRON Foundation, talking about the new BitTorrentSpeed and through the uTorrent client and BitTorrent client. So we will be seeing, most definitely, as you heard, just like myself, the BitTorrentSpeed arising for Mac, iOS-based, and Android-based users, most definitely moving forward. Most definitely, another note that was within there is BeLive, which is something that I'm very interested in and looking forward towards for the content creation, most definitely. So we had a few pieces of news this night. Thank you. This is a bit longer of a stream, most definitely because of the AMA, but it's most important to touch base on these, and I will be having the recap streams issued out on Twitter so everyone can watch. And so thank you for joining TRON Live News. We're going to break for intermission now, and we will be back for Matrix After Hours for Dev Hour, as well as PUBG Mobile Hour and other blockchain gaming hours. So join us there and have a great and kind night wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining TRON Live News, Crypto Live News. Cheers, cheers. Onamashi gas, wherever you are. Have a great and kind, safe, awesome day. Bless your kind hearts. Cheers.